YouTube.
What's up, Fish Hound? FLW Pro Justin Woodall here. Today I want to talk to you about something that everybody loves to do, but sometimes you're not really too sure on how to do it. So we're going to teach you how to do it today. Everybody loves catching bedfish during the spawn. That's without a doubt one of my favorite things to do, and it's something everybody loves to do. They love seeing those fish on the beds and making them bite. But there's a lot of ways to do it when it comes to enticing those fish to get them to bite and doing it right. There's a couple different ways you can bed fish. I really like to throw mine with a weight instead of weightless. That way I can make sure that I can flip past the bed and bring it back to the bed. That's what you always want to do. You don't want to drop it right onto the bed wherever that fish is at. You want to make sure you set up right and you can cast past it and bring it back to it. That way you can tell where that fish, the sweet spot is on that bed, because all the fish will have a sweet spot where they do not like that bait to sit. And when you find that place, you always want to bring it past it every time, repetitive cast, until you get that fish to bite. Like I said, I like throwing with a weight pegged, but you don't have to. A lot of people like throwing weightless. That's just one thing I really prefer. When I am bed fishing, there's a couple different types of baits I like to throw. One is a crawl bait and another is a beaver type bait. A lot of people throw a white bait. That way they can see the bait in the water. It seems like it'll, kind of gets the fish fired up a little bit, but mostly it's due to you being able to see the bait, seeing when the fish takes it and stuff. But I'll go to that sometimes, but a lot of times I'll just throw a natural color. This is Bama Bug, just something I'm really comfortable with. But when you're fishing, a lot of times you'll get that bait through there and that fish won't turn on it. When they don't do that, change it up. You might have to have 4 or 5 different rods on the deck with different baits, different ways, weightless, weighted, different types of presentations to get that fish to really react, because there's something she doesn't like, and when you finally find it, you want to key in on that and keep doing it over and over again. But when I throw mine, if I throw it weighted, I just use it as a Texas rig. I'll get my bait, I'll go through the top, I'll come down, peg it up there, bring it back through, skirt hook it, peg my weight down, and I'm ready to go, and I'm ready to get after that fish. A lot of times when you're bed fishing, when you get in that sweet spot, you hear us a lot of times saying they're circling, or they're standing up on it. When they're doing that, that means the fish is starting to get really aggravated, and they'll sit there and circle their bed, and it'll get tighter and tighter and tighter. When you hear us say they're standing up on it, that means they are nosed up on that bait, ready to eat it. When you see them eat it, don't immediately set the hook, because you don't realize just how long it takes for that fish to actually get it. Let them swim for a second, make sure they got it, reel down, get you some tight line, and set the hook, and you'll be ready to go. But a lot of times also, remember that the male is protecting the female and the female is protecting the bed. So if you're trying to catch that big female and you're in a tournament or just on your local body of water and you want to catch her, that male is not going to let you. So you always want to make sure you get the male out of there first and then go back in there, unless you get lucky and that female eats it when it first gets in there. So always remember that when you're setting up on these bed fish, to get a slow presentation, don't speed up to the bed. Really turn your trolling motor down, get to them, put your power poles down, set up how you want to, flip past the bed and slowly bring it back to it until you find that sweet spot. And once you do, good things will happen. The rod I like to use, it kind of just varies. I like using a heavier action rod. That way I can make sure I get a good hook set in there but you want a soft action tip, because you're fishing real close to them and you want that bend. This is a 7.2 Denali Covert Series heavy. You can use different types. A lot of people like using spin cast rods. They feel more comfortable with that. Whatever it is you like to do is something you need to do, because this is a very, very methodical type of presentation and you have to be comfortable with it. This is just the setup I happen to be comfortable with. Fluorocarbon. Love using fluorocarbon when you're fishing for a bedfish, because it's invisible underwater. So when it's going through there, they're not noticing that line, that braid really getting in their face and stuff like that. They can't see it. So that's always a great thing. So just remember what we talked about today. Slow presentation, great bait choice, whichever they may like, and you'll be good. If you like what you saw, be sure to go to Fish Hound's YouTube channel, subscribe, so you can see more tips and techniques to come. Until next time, see you on the water.